Hello, welcome back to my video. We are going to be talking about the function of bone. So, the function of bone is to protection. The skull protects our brain besides where the superior orbital fissures are, which is where our eye sockets are and our eyes connect to our brain. That's where it does not protect. And then on our vertebral column protects our spinal cord, besides where the spinal nerves emerge. The thoracic cage protects many vital organs besides the openings of the ribs, because you can be easily punctured through those. The pelvis in females protects the reproductive system. Another function is support. Okay, another one would be support. Your organs would crush each other if the skeletal system wasn't there and keep them in place. Movement is another function of the bone. Skeletal muscles only have the ability to contract and shorten themselves. The skeletal system helps them by stretching them back out so that they can have complete movement. So they help with the skeletal muscles to stretch back out. And then blood cell formation, homeopoiesis. Cavities in the cranial bones, vertebrae, ribs, and sternum, and proximal ends of the humerus and ulna contains red marrow. This is a blood-forming tissue that forms red and white blood cells and platelets. Another function is ion reserves. Calcium and phosphate are most important to the skeletal system. You need calcium and phosphate for normal nerve function, muscle contraction, blood clotting, and lastly, bones and teeth. Bones and teeth are first to go because calcium and phosphate are stored in the skeleton. And if your body is ever deficient, they will be taken for either more important use, like for your nerves. Detoxification. Bone tissue can store toxic materials and heavy metals so they are not exposed to the soft tissue where they can do damage to your body. Okay, now classifications of bones. In the picture, longer in length, they are classified as longer in length than in width. Long bones are in fingers, toes, arms, and legs. Short bones, as long as they are wide, like a cube, but irregularly shaped. They can be found in carpal bones or tarsal bones. Sigmoid bones are small embedded bones in soft tissue, usually a tendon or means seed-like. Largest is in the patella, which is your kneecap. Flat bones, they are thin and can be curved, like ribs, the cranium, sternum. Pelvis is sometimes considered a flat bone. Okay, and now irregular bones. They don't fit neatly into any other category, like the vertebrae, the facial bones, the sphenoid, and sometimes the pelvis. Accessory bones usually occur when developing bones don't fully fuse, meaning not everybody has these, such as sutural bones, which would be a bone that forms on the suture line of the skull. Okay, now to the picture shown. Structures of the typical long bone. We have the proximal epiphysis at the top. This is the articular cartilage. This is the spongy bone. The articular cartilage is a layer of hyaline cartilage that makes up the border of the synovial joint. Okay. And then in the epiphyseal line is where the growth plate is found. It's a thin layer of hyaline cartilage. During childhood and adolescence is when the growth to add length to the bone occurs. At the end of adolescence, the epiphyseal plate completely closes shut. All that remains is a small bony scar called epiphyseal line. It usually fades into bone. So you would not see that line in an adult. Okay. And then the periosteum is going to be dense connective that covers the diaphysis. This is the diaphysis, where you have attached ligaments and bone. So ligaments would attach to this bone on the diaphysis. And then this right here is going to be the metaphysis. And then this is where the red bone marrow is stored. The endosteum. And then this is compact bone on the edge. This is spongy bone. And then this is compact bone right here. Compact bone is dense and has small canals that travel through its small capillaries. Spongy bone is made up of a larger cavities and has bone plates of blood vessels that can flow freely through. So blood vessels can freely flow through spongy bone, and it can compact bone only go through the small capillaries. It's usually found in the metaphysis. I don't know. We're gonna cut that part out. And then, so this is the proximal emphasis, and then this is the distal emphasis. So basically, this is the top, and this is the bottom of the bone. And then this is the periosteum, which is that dense connective tissue that I said before. And then the endosteum, the inner lining of the marrow cavity that consists of connective tissue, especially reticular connective tissue. And then the nutrient foramen is at the metaphysis region. This is where the blood vessels enter and supply all of the bone cells with nutrients, raw materials, oxygen, and growth for repair. That's all on the long bone. Thank you. Bye.